This video was produced by The Top Cut. Be sure to check out thetopcut.net, your home for Pokemon TCG, tournament coverage, professional game analysis, and interviews with the best players in the world. Thanks for watching. Okay, we're back with Game 2 of the finals of the Wisconsin State Championship between Jay Hornung and Andrew Reynolds. Jay did win the first game in this best-of-3 series, so Andrew decides who gets to go first, and obviously he will choose to go first. Once again, Andrew has started with his Tyrogue. It's 2 games in a row, but there's no worries this time. He's going first. But he does start with a Sage's Training once again. Not the best supporter to start off with. He will be able to get some Lightning in the discard pile this time, so that's good. But overall, Sage's Training, not the greatest card to see in your opening hand if you don't have another supporter. But it does allow him access to that Oak's New Theory. And once again, Andrew saying, alright, Tyrogue only has 30 hit points, he's my only guy. I can't risk it, I have to bench my Mewtwo. And once again, you never want to be the first one to play down Mewtwo. But Andrew kind of has to do it here. And Jay is just going to go ahead and charge. So, really a poor start on Jay's behalf. He does not have any supporters apparently. And Andrew's going to wake up. So, maybe we could see Andrew get the upper hand here. If he gets a double colorless energy, he could just go ahead and X-Ball that Thunderous for 80 and a knockout. That would be perfect for him, and hey, there's that double colorless. But this turn really for Andrew has to be, I need to get some Dynamos into play immediately. I need to get something going. Last game, he only got that one Dynamo into play, and that was it. And it got catchered up, it got knocked out. He never got Electric into play, he never got any sort of energy acceleration, and he just fell behind and lost. So this game, the priority has to be, I need my energy acceleration in play. He's already going to be the first one to get a prize, that's good. Unfortunately, it will be with a Mewtwo, but the odds of Jay responding with a knockout here, not very good. Especially after he just charged, did nothing else. So there's an X-Ball from Andrew. Hopefully things go his way this time. But whoa, Jay just top decked a Professor Juniper. Really fortunate from Jay, wow. This was probably the best card he could have drawn this turn. So, wow, he's going to get a fresh hand of 7. He'll even have the plus power in his hand. So there is potential. Okay, never mind. He's just going to attach to the Zekrom. If he gets a catcher, he could catcher out that Tyrogue and outrage it for a knockout. But I was going to say there's potential, and whoa, he drew a switch in the Mewtwo. There was potential for him to get switch Mewtwo in a double colorless. So, did Jay get a catcher? I don't see it. So that Tyrogue is going to be safe, and we're just going to have an outrage for 30. And Andrew is still in the lead in this game. Depending on what he has, he could get something huge this turn. If he has, he needs a double colorless energy, a plus power, and a catcher, he could knock out that Mewtwo on the bench. If he just has a double colorless energy and a plus power, he can knock out the active Zekrom as well. Both of those would be good options. He would gain a prize lead and really nullify the fact that he had to start with Mewtwo, but it looks like he's putting down Zekrom EX, so maybe not the best start for him. And does he have anything in his hand? Does he have a supporter? He really needs a Pokemon collector. He needs to get Dynamos out, but no, he does not have anything. So after that fairly strong start, things going downhill again for Andrew. Not good. And we see Jay has that Shaman in his hand, along with a switch. So, looks like he'll be able to switch an X-Ball at the very least. He does have that Sky Arrow Bridge in play as well, so we'll actually be able to switch Portrait, get a look at Andrew's hand, and then retreat and use X-Ball for a knockout, which looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. And if Andrew really doesn't have any supporters in his hand, he didn't play one last turn, then he's going to be in a world of hurt. So here is the celebration win from Shaman, moves the double colorless energy off of Zekrom onto the Mewtwo EX. He's going to switch into Smeargle. Maybe we'll get a look here at Andrew's hand. And there's two supporters in there, so maybe I was mistaken. Maybe he did play a supporter last turn. I don't know if I missed that or not. Looks like it does have 6 cards, so maybe I did. So, at the very least, he should be able to respond to Jay's Mewtwo knockout here. I'm not sure whether he will or not. So, Jay's going to go ahead and use Oak's New Theory. Get a fresh hand of 6, and this is really going to be a turning point in the game. Jay might get the better setup here. He's got his Dynamos out, and Andrew does not. So Andrew's going to need to play the Collector next turn, get his Dynamos into play. There's an X-Ball, a knockout. So Jay will go down to 4 prizes. Let's see if Andrew goes for his own Mewtwo this turn. See whether or not he can. That's a big question. He's going to play a Collector. Now, if he has a Mewtwo and a Shaman in his deck, he can do the same thing that Jay just did, an X-Ball for a knockout, because he does have that double colorless energy in his hand. And once again, we have degenerated into Mewtwo Wars, the most basic way of playing Pokemon at this point. Just X-balling each other back and forth. Really not more complicated than that. And it looks like he gets 2 Mewtwo's and a Dynamo. Maybe not the greatest thing in the world. I would have liked to see a second Dynamo for sure. You don't know whether or not your Dynamo is going to get catchered, but I guess if it does, that means your Mewtwo is safe. So, let's see. Okay, the Shaman is in his hand already, so we're going to see that Celebration Wind. Unfortunately for Andrew, Jay has a ton of cards in his hand. He will be able to get an X-Ball return knockout for sure with all those cards in his hand, unless he really just whiffs completely. He's actually got a handful of supporters, so maybe not. He's going to Communication, shuffle in Zekrom EX. Probably going to go for an Electric here. Don't see what else he would get. Maybe Mewtwo, but Electric is much more likely. So let's wait. Jay's just going to take a look through his deck, see what he's got in there. And it looks like he's going for that Mewtwo. Yeah, he's just going to go right for it. He's saying, alright, all I need is Mewtwo and a double colorless energy, and I can X-Ball for the knockout. And I'm going to put the pressure back on Andrew. Now, Andrew actually is not in a bad spot at all. You might think, okay, it's just going to be Mewtwo Wars, and then Jay is going to be on the losing end, or Jay is going to be on the winning end. That's just how the math's going to work out. We'll have Jay X-Ball. He'll go down to 2 prizes. And then if Andrew were to respond with his own Mewtwo and X-Ball, he would go down to 1, but then Jay would just X-Ball again, and he would get his last 2 prizes and win the game. But Andrew just has to vary it up a little. And wow, Jay discards a handful of supporters. All those Sage's trainings and Junk Arm and Catchers and whatever. But Andrew, if he gets a knockout next turn, with, let's say he gets like a Catcher and a plus power, and Mischievous punches one of those Tynos with this Tyrogue, the game will be tied at 2 prizes, but Jay is going to have a Mewtwo in play. So this will allow Andrew to go ahead and X-Ball and get his last 2 prizes when Jay, on his next turn, and we'll see a portrait here. He'll get a new hand of 6 with that Oak's New Theory. But Jay's going to be stuck with that Mewtwo, and there won't be an EX really to target. There will be that Zekrom EX on Andrew's bench, but extremely unlikely that Jay hits it for 180 next turn. So really, Andrew does have an opportunity to win. He needs to have the right cards to catch up a Pokemon, knock it out without using a Mewtwo of his own next turn, but it'll be perfectly fine. Andrew will go down to 2 prizes, and he'll have that Mewtwo of Jay's to knock out for his last 2 prizes. So it really just turns into simple math when you factor EXs into the equation. And we'll see if Andrew can pick up on it. Jay does get an Electric into play, but there's still a Dynamo fresh for Andrew to target. Hopefully he doesn't fall into the trap and put down a Mewtwo next turn, because that is one way he's just probably going to lose for sure. You don't want that to happen. So, hopefully Andrew realizes the situation. He doesn't just take the easy way out of saying X-Ball, and I hope you don't have another Mewtwo. That's not a good way to play this matchup out. He really needs to go for that catcher and knock out on a cheap prize, and finish off with X-Ball. And knock out Jay's Mewtwo for the last 2 prizes. If he does this in the wrong order, he will lose. If he does it in the right order, he's got a good chance of winning. But it all comes down to what he draws. Who knows? We'll find out this turn, I guess. So, oh, there goes the Mewtwo. And oh, there goes the double colorless. So, Andrew is just saying, alright, if you got it, you got it. If you don't, hey, I'll probably win. If you do, I lose. So that's really all this has turned into, is, and I'm not sure what Andrew, oh, he got a plus power with the junk arm, so he will be able to X-Ball with only 2 energy. That's going to make Jay have a Mewtwo and either a plus power or a double colorless to respond to Andrew's Mewtwo. Now, if I were Andrew, I might have considered discarding the Oak's New Theory from my hand so that Portrait doesn't get it. But he's just going to go ahead and Oak's New Theory and draw 6. Let's see what he draws. So this is kind of a fragile turn. Really, this game will come down to the next turn. If Jay has another Mewtwo, and a way to respond to Andrew's Mewtwo, Jay will win. He will take his last 2 prizes. That's just simple. That's how it's going to work. If Jay can respond and knock out the Mewtwo next turn, he wins the game. He wins the state championship. If he doesn't, Andrew will win the game the next turn. So it really just all comes down to now, what does Jay have? Does he have the resources to get that Mewtwo and respond to Andrew's? And looks like both games, this is just kind of what it degenerated into. You know, you'd like to say sometimes that these games can be very complicated and back and forth and require a lot of math and a lot of skill. But as we can see, sometimes when you just say Mewtwo, that just all it boils down to is, alright, I have Mewtwo. Do you have Mewtwo? Oh, you have Mewtwo. Do I have Mewtwo? And it just comes a Mewtwo back and forth battle. And, oh, Jay top decks the Mewtwo EX. Here we go. He puts a lightning onto that Mewtwo. Puts second one with Dynamotor. Does he have a plus power? Looks like he has a junk arm, so he's going to be able to win this game right here. Junk arm. Here we go. He's going to discard 2 cards. And plus power, I think, is in there. There it is. X-Ball for 180. And that'll be it. Jay wins the Wisconsin State Championship 2-0 against Andrew. He won the Mewtwo War both games. Andrew decided both games that, alright, we're just going to go to Mewtwo War. If you got it, you'll probably end up winning. If you don't, I'm going to end up winning. That's all it boiled down to. And Jay was on the winning end both times. So, congratulations to both players for making it this far. They will both earn a good amount of championship points. Congratulations to Jay for winning the event. He wins 2-0 over Andrew in the finals. And really impressive victory. Hope you enjoyed this, well, I would say Zekrom Electric mirror match, but actually it was more of a Mewtwo mirror match. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I am not sure what's going on with our camera, but okay. Looks like Jay has won the event, and that will be it. Thanks everybody for watching. We will have more videos from state championships soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.